These practices, mate, they're like a kangaroo finding its best hop. Once you've got it, you're unstoppable.
Couldn't have put it better. Finding the perfect launch is all about repetition and adjustments.
And off goes Rob Keane, easing into the rhythm of Fuji Speedway GP. This lap is like the first sip of your morning coffee, waking up the senses, priming the engines.
Yeah, it's about syncing up with the machine, getting that perfect harmony between driver and car. It's like a prelude to a symphony that's about to unfold on the track.
Megasaurus 55's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 2:36.651. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Rob Keane is out there, taking it slow and steady on the outlap. This lap is like the calm before the storm, a moment of zen before pushing the limits.
That's right. It's about understanding the track's personality today, a Euro. Each day, each lap can tell a different story, especially at a track like Fuji Speedway GP.
Megasaurus 55's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 2:36.651. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Rob Keane is on the outlap, not just warming up the tyres, but also warming up their instincts, getting that racer's intuition dialed in.
True that. They're getting the feel of the track, the car, the conditions. It's all about setting the stage for what's to come.
These practices aren't just a walkabout in the park. It's here that races are often won or lost.
Absolutely. Back home in North Carolina, we emphasize the setup. A few tweaks during practice can lead to major gains on race day.
It's all about finding that sweet spot during these sessions, like tuning a didgeridoo, but way faster.
Haha, and a lot noisier. But you're right, in India, we fine-tune until it feels just right. Every lap here is a step towards perfection.
Alright, Megasaurus 55 has put down a 1:45.320. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Dallara F312.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Rob Keane is on their first practice flying lap. There's the first flying lap for Megasaurus 55, hitting 1:45.320. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Rob posted a 1:44.440 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Megasaurus 55 crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 1:42.670. They're getting to grips with Fuji Speedway GP, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
Rob Keane has a best lap time of 1:43.555. There goes Puppy Dog from Hell on their first dance with Fuji Speedway GP. Every bend, every straight is a chance to learn, to adapt.
Yep, and it's about syncing with the car too. Making sure everything's in harmony. It's like tuning an instrument before a big concert.
Rob posted 1:42.209 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Mr. Bang is rolling out for the first sniff of the track. It's all about feeling the car, the tarmac, and getting the mind in the zone.
Absolutely, Rob. The out lap is like the opening chapter of a book. It sets the tone for the whole story. They'll be checking how the car's responding, getting a real feel for the conditions today at Fuji Speedway GP.
Rob Keen's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 1:41.792. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
You know, mate, watching these practice sessions, you'd think the driver just jumps in and goes. But there's a heck of a lot more to it, starting with that aero package, the balance between drag and downforce.
Oh, for sure, you tweak the front wing just a smidge, and you could have a totally different beast on your hands. Depending on the track, they might want more downforce for those tight corners or reduce it for the long straights to maximize speed.
There's Mr. Bang, gently nudging the beast as they head out. The out lap is where you whisper to the car, "Let's dance," before the real party starts.
You got that right. It's a gentle waltz before the full-on rock concert of the race. They're testing the waters, getting a feel for every bend and straight of Fuji Speedway GP.
Smells like wheeze on the out lap, getting a taste of the tarmac. It's like sniffing the cork before a good wine. First impressions matter.
Exactly. They're assessing the grip, the balance, the whole shebang. You can learn a lot in these quiet moments before the throttle really opens up.
And there smells like wee, easing out onto Fuji Speedway GP. It's like the first step on a long hike, finding your footing before you hit full stride.
Right, and every racer knows this out lap is precious. It's their first handshake with the track today, feeling out its mood and temperament.
And off goes Smells Like Wee, easing into the rhythm of Fuji Speedway GP. This lap is like the first sip of your morning coffee, waking up the senses, priming the engines.
Yeah, it's about syncing up with the machine, getting that perfect harmony between driver and car. It's like a prelude to a symphony that's about to unfold on the track.
Puppy Dog from Hell is out there, taking it slow and steady on the out lap. This lap is like the calm before the storm, a moment of zen before pushing the limits.
That's right. It's about understanding the track's personality today a Euro. Each day, each lap can tell a different story, especially at a track like Fuji Speedway GP.
Look, it smells like we taking it nice and easy, a smart move. Like a chess player contemplating the opening move, they're planning several steps ahead.
Spot on. They're mentally mapping each corner, each straight. It's not just about the car, it's about strategy and foresight.
Rob Keane is rolling out for the first sniff of the track. It's all about feeling the car, the tarmac, and getting the mind in the zone.
Absolutely, Rob. The out lap is like the opening chapter of a book that sets the tone for the whole story. They'll be checking how the car's responding, getting a real feel for the conditions today at Fuji Speedway GP.
There's Puppy Dog from Hell, gently nudging the beast as they head out. The out lap is where you whisper to the car, "Let's dance," before the real party starts.
You got that right. It's a gentle waltz before the full-on rock concert of the race. They're testing the waters, getting a feel for every bend and straight of Fuji Speedway GP.
Megasaurus 55 is on the out lap, not just warming up the tires, but also warming up their instincts, getting that racer's intuition dialed in.
True that. They're getting the feel of the track, the car, the conditions. It's all about setting the stage for what's to come.
Ever heard the pit crew chat about wheel camber? Sounds like a dance move, but trust me, it's all car talk.
Haha, yeah, Camber is the angle of the wheel relative to the road. A bit of negative camber, where the top of the tire leans inwards, can give more grip in the corners. But too much and you're looking at premature wear on the inside of the tire. It's a balancing act, and each track requires its own setting.
It's a bit like looking for water in the outback. These drivers are searching for that sweet rhythm, where everything just clicks.
Spot on. It's that elusive flow state. When everything syncs up, the car, the track, the driver, that's when magic happens.
And there's Megasaurus 55, easing out onto Fuji Speedway GP. It's like the first step on a long hike, finding your footing before you hit full stride.
Right, and every racer knows this outlap is precious. It's their first handshake with the track today, feeling out its mood and temperament.
Puppy Dog from Hell is really opening up the taps now, their first flyer of the session. This is where we start to see what Dallara F312 has got under the hood.
That's right, Rob. They're shaking off the cobwebs and really starting to push. It's all about finding that sweet spot between speed and control on the circuit.
Look at Eddie G go, they're really giving it some jandal now. The first flyer is always a bit of a reconnaissance mission, a mix of caution and raw pace.
You bet, Rob. They're mapping out the track, feeling out the grip levels, and getting a sense of how the car's performing today. It's a crucial lap for building confidence.
Rob Keane is not hanging about, straight into the thick of it on this first flying lap. They're getting a real taste of the Dallara F312's capabilities.
Absolutely. It's about understanding the limits early on. You'll see them experimenting with braking points and turn-in speeds, all while keeping an eye on those tire temps.
Megasaurus 55 is in start-finish straight. Puppy Dog from Hell's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 1:50.964. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
And away goes Mr. Bang, charging down Coca-Cola corner like a bull at a gate. This lap's where they set the tone for the session.
Indeed, Rob. It's about laying down a marker, seeing how the car responds when they dial everything up to 11. They're testing the waters, but also setting their own benchmarks.
You know, mate, some folks wonder why these drivers spend so much time in practice. But it's just like prepping a barbie, you gotta get it right before the big show.
Exactly. Rob, practice makes perfect, and in racing, perfect can be the difference between pole position and the back of the grid.
Let's talk rubber. Tire pressures ain't just about pumping them up and hitting the road. It's like a fine art.
Couldn't have said it better. Tire pressures can dramatically impact the contact patch, the actual bit of tire touching the tarmac. Too high and you lose temperature and grip, too low, and you risk overheating, uneven wear, or even a blowout. Each tire will have its own sweet spot where they grip best.
Eddie G has a best lap time of 1:45.074. Megasaurus 55 posted a 1:42.592 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Alright, Puppy Dog from Hell has put down a 1:48.287. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Dallara F312.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Smells Like Weed crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 1:44.728. They're getting to grips with Fuji Speedway GP, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
Megasaurus 55 has a best lap time of 1:42.291. Puppy Dog from Hell's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 1:51.949. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
You ever think about what's ticking inside a driver's noggin during these laps?
All the time. It's a mix of analyzing, strategizing, and adapting. Every corner, Every straight is a puzzle, and they're trying to solve it at full speed.
In these sessions, they're not just pushing the car's limits, but their own too. Testing their mettle, seeing how far they can go before the big dance.
Exactly. It's a mental game as much as a physical one. Balancing aggression with precision, daring with data. It's an art and a science.
Eddie G posted 1:44.372 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Mr. Bang's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 1:48.292. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Smells Like We posted a 1:49.716 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? With just 342 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. There's the first flying lap for Smells Like We, hitting 1:49.716. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second. Eddie G crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 1:44.573. They're getting to grips with Fuji Speedway GP, feeling out its quirks and corners. It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
Mr. Bang has a best lap time of 1:47.877. It's time to separate the contenders from the pretenders here at Fuji Speedway GP, as the drivers reverend up their engines and put their skills to the test in the qualifying session.
This is where champions are made, and the stakes couldn't be higher.
We're in Japan today, home to some of the most exciting circuits on the calendar. Fuji Speedway GP is a particular favorite among the drivers, and it's easy to see why.
This is a track that demands respect. The drivers will need to be focused and dialed in if they want to have any chance of winning today.
Smells Like We lines up in second place as the engines rev and the race begins. Puppy Dog from Hell is going to be starting from third.
Big things expected for Puppy Dog from Hell today.
Rob Keane will look to make a splash from the fourth position on the starting grid. And in the fifth position, it's none other than Megasaurus 55. In the middle of the pack, we have Jack M Team starting from the 6th position on the grid. Eddie G will be looking to gain ground quickly as they start from 7th on the grid.
It's the mediums tires for Eddie G.
Starting in pole position gives Mr. Bang a clear advantage over the rest of the field.
But they can't let their guard down. The other drivers will be gunning for them.
And just like that, the race has started. Now, we'll see who has the skill and nerve to outmaneuver their rivals.
This is where the real racecraft comes into play. The drivers will be looking for any opportunity to make a move and gain an advantage.
It's all about finding those gaps and making the most of them, especially in these early stages of the race.
And with so many talented drivers on the grid, you know we're going to see some incredible overtakes here in the first second.
It's not just about making a move, it's about doing it cleanly and without causing any incidents. These early salvos will shape the outcome of this race.
I'm looking forward to this one, Rob, and we'll see a return to form for Mr. Bang in this outing in Japan.
Wacko, Jack M Teams blazed past Eddie G like they're standing still, with 171.43313598632812 km per hour on the dash. They're smashing it on Fuji Speedway GP today. Mr. Bang had better wake up a bit here, how else they are going to find themselves pushed to the back if they don't get up to speed. They have already dropped down the running.
Maybe Mr. Bang is just trying to make things more interesting, but they'll need to step on it if they want to recover from this start.
As we watch the drivers fight it out in the first lap, I can already feel that this is going to be an epic race. The gap between Smells Like We and Puppy Dog from Hell is fading faster than the last rays of the outback sun. Smells Like We just blitzed past Puppy Dog from Hell like they were standing still. Oi, Smells Like We. Got a mirror? Cause Puppy Dog from Hell's closer than my unpaid pub tabs.
You ever tail someone to a secret fishing spot? Feels like Puppy Dog from Hell sees Smells Like We as the catch of the day.
You know, Puppy Dog from Hell, if you were any slower, you'd be going backwards. But good on ya for making Keane work for it. Wow, Rob Keane is really pushing hard to catch up to Puppy Dog from Hell. There's blood in the water for 5th place.
If Rob gets any closer to Puppy Dog from Hell, they'll need to start sending out wedding invitations.
Crikey, Rob's moving up faster than a cold one disappears on a hot day. They've clinched 5th. Looks like Mr. Bang is really pushing it to the limit. They're taking those curbs aggressively, but that can unsettle the car and cause handling issues.
Indeed, taking too much curb can upset the car's balance, leading to oversteer or understeer. It's all about finding the right balance between speed and control. It's a fine line between pushing the car to its limits and losing control. Mr. Bang is really walking that tightrope.
Mr. Bang's giving it a red-hot go, but can't seem to muster the pace to keep up with Puppy Dog from Hell. It's like chasing a Roo on a motorbike. The battle for 4 is heating up as Rob tries to catch Megasaurus 55 in P4.
Y'all ever been to a Carolina hoedown? Cuz Rob always keens dancing with that car, looking to waltz right past Megasaurus 55.
Keen's been working the tyre temps, and it's paying off. Grip's better than a kangaroo on a trampoline. Watch out, Megasaurus 55. Well, butter my bread and call it a sandwich. Mr. Bang's not letting Puppy Dog from Hell have all the fairy bread at this party. Watch out, Puppy Dog from Hell, he's coming for your Tim Tams, mate.
Sweet tea and biscuits. Mr. Bang's got the pedal to the metal, chasing down Puppy Dog from Hell like it's the last slice of pie at a family reunion.
It's a tale of two drivers right now, with Mr. Bang gaining places and Puppy Dog from Hell losing them. As a former driver, how did you manage the physical demands of racing?
It's all about preparation, Rob. Drivers undergo rigorous fitness training to build their strength, stamina, and flexibility. A proper diet and hydration plan is also essential to ensure peak performance on race day.
Oi, Mr. Bang, might want to chuck a UEY. With Puppy Dog from Hell that close, you'd think you owed them money. And between us, I know a bit about that.
Yeah, I really can't see them holding on to this place for much longer.
Looks like Rob is chasing Megasaurus 55 harder than a croc chasing a tourist who's lost their thongs. It's a bit of a long shot, but we all remember that one time at the pub, right?
It's a nail-biting race for sure, with both drivers showing incredible skill and determination. But Megasaurus 55 is not going to give up their position easily. This is going to be a
breaking update. Oi.
Is it just me or?
Nah, mate, Jack M Team really just took the scenic route through the outback of Fuji Speedway GP. Crikey.
Lord have mercy. Jack M Team must have seen a ghost or thought they spotted Bigfoot. That was one wild turn.
Oh mate, Rob's more out of place than a vegan at a Bunnings sausage sizzle. Time to throw another gear on the Barbie. It's a game of inches now as Jack M Team tails Eddie G closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake.
Should things go south between Jack M Team and Eddie G, we might witness a high-speed game of bumper cars, but trust me, it's way less fun with real race cars.
An impressive showing from Jack M Team, who has gained positions and left Eddie G in the dust. Oh, this is getting intense. Rob is just behind Megasaurus 55. Alright, Rob Keen, save some for the rest of us. Putting down laps faster than I go through cold ones on a summer arvo. Things are getting spicy as Eddie G is breathing down Jack M Team's neck. The gap, mate, you couldn't slide a credit card between them.
Eddie G is following Jack M Team so closely, they could start charging them rent for occupying the same space on the track.
It's like David versus Goliath out there. Eddie G just slung a stone and gained ground, while Jack M Team is left searching for footing.
This race is heating up faster than a Barbie in summer. Eddie's got that winning glint.
Mate, Eddie's really giving it a burl out there, ripping it up like a croc in a waterhole.
I tell you, I haven't seen that kind of ferocity since my days at Indy. But you Aussies, always gotta bring up the wildlife, huh?
Whoa there, Megasaurus 55 is sticking to Keen like glue. You reckon Keen's feeling the pressure? Cause I sure would. Keen appears to be trying to find a way round Jack M Team that could make a move on them in hairpin. Megasaurus 55 has the pedal to the metal chasing Rob Keane. Did you blink? Because Rob always Keane just laid down a scorcher of a lap. Even my ex never left that fast.
By the stars and stripes, Keane must have had some of Grandma's secret chili last night. That was a firecracker of a lap.
Did you ever think about the physics at play here? The G-forces these drivers feel, especially during tight corners. It's mind-boggling. Hold on a moment. Big gains for Rob as they move up the field, leaving Jack M team behind. The pursuit is on. Megasaurus 55 is closing the gap on Jack M team, determined to claim P3. Mates, we're about to see more jousting than a footy final between Megasaurus 55 and Jack M team. Here's the thing about racing, sometimes it's not just about speed. It's about pressure, mind games, and this, right here, is a masterclass from Rob. Sticking so close to the leader, making him constantly aware of the imminent threat.
Spot on. It's like a shark circling its prey. The leader knows it, we know it, and by the looks of it, Rob is ready for the kill.
It looks like Megasaurus 55 is all over Jack M team. I think they are gonna press him through Dunlop corner and try and press for a mistake.
For sure, Rob, that's exactly what I would be doing here, as Jack M team is gonna be aware of them riding their bumper. I might have said this before, but dog, bone, you know the rest.
You can feel the rumble from here. Rob's in the thick of it, and they're not letting go. It's a battle of wills, and only the strongest will come out on top.
Yeah, it's like the final lap of the Daytona 500. Pedal to the metal, eyes on the prize, and no room for error. This is what racing's all about.
Jack M team has a battle on their hands now as they come through start-finish straight with Megasaurus 55 hot on their tail.
If racing was a rodeo, Jack M team's riding that bull and not letting go.
Haha, down under we'd say they're clinging on like a possum in a gum tree. Megasaurus 55 could be looking for a way up the inside of Jack M team.
Can they make it past without taking the paint off?
Superb driving from Megasaurus 55, who with that overtake has gained a position in the race.
Yes, Megasaurus 55 is driving with real focus and precision, and it's paying off.
A great pass for Megasaurus 55 as they pick off other drivers and move up the field. Meanwhile, Jack M team has lost ground.
Yes, but they have to keep pushing hard. This race is far from over, and anything can happen. Megasaurus 55 needs to stay focused and keep driving with skill and determination.
Alright, hold your horses. Eddie G is really putting the heat on Jack M team. If I were Jack M team, I'd be checking those mirrors non-stop. Things are looking as crook as Rookwood for Eddie G, lagging behind Jack M team with the gap stretching out like a long country road. They'll need to find some extra grunt to flip this situation. I've seen kangaroos jump less than the sparks between Keane and Megasaurus 55. It's almost like a Saturday night date, but with a lot more rubber burning. Bloody oath, Keane is flat out like a lizard drinking, gnawing into the gap to Megasaurus 55 down to a scant 0.3 seconds.
This here's where the steel meets the pavement. Both drivers got to keep their cool if they're looking to take the checkered flag.
Tell ya what, Eddie G is trailing like my mate Dave after a bender. Hope there's no random testing today. Bloody hell, Eddie's got to get the wind back in their sails. They're mucking about while Jack M team's off having a barbie with the lead. Bloody hell, Puppy Dog from Hell just took a quick detour to the outback. Maybe they saw a kangaroo on the track or something.
If Puppy Dog from Hell's trying to embody my self-esteem during puberty with that swerve, spot on. Just spot on.
Rob is locked in, mate. It's like watching a kangaroo chasing down that last bit of green in the outback. Every move is calculated, every turn precise.
You said it, Rob. Over here, it'd be like a quarterback eyeing that end zone in the final seconds. Rob is hungry for that top spot, and you can feel it.
Looks like Keen's playing in the dirt. Took me back to when I tried rallying in my mum's old sedan. Good times, expensive repairs.
Rob is not going to be happy about that.
It's neck and neck, the closest battle we've seen in a while.
Rob is so close to Eddie G that if this were a dance floor, they'd be doing the tango.
G'day viewers, if you're just tuning in, you've picked the ripper of a moment. Jack M team is in second and they're tailgating the leader. This is edge of your seat stuff.
You bet, Rob. It's like the leader's got a drop bear in the rear view mirror, lurking, waiting for that perfect moment to drop. Jack M team is surely smelling opportunity here.
Whoa, Jack M team's on fire, leaving skid marks and Megasaurus 55's hopes behind.
Where there's a will, there's a relative.
In the grand chessboard of racing, Jack M team appears to have just been checked. Now stationed at second. The crowd is on its feet as Sunoiler chases down Puppy Dog from Hell through start-finish straight. Jack M team wants to find a way round Rob, always keen.
If you're enjoying the racing, please remember to like and subscribe.
Jack M team is trying their best, but can't seem to find the pace to keep up with Rob at the moment. This is like the state of origin for Rob, going full tilt, gunning for the top, and not holding back.
And on my end, it's the Super Bowl vibes all over. Inches away from glory, and every move counts. Hold on to your hats, folks. This is racing at its finest.
Stop the press. Looks like Mr. Bang tried the old dingo stole my race line trick. A tad too clever by half.
Dang, Mr. Bang was riding high, but that slip up. That's like tripping over your own shoelaces at the county fair.
As the sun beats down and the engines roar, Mr. Bang stakes a claim in sixth.
Spot on, Rob. Still waters run deep, and even if it looks calm now, Mr. Bang needs to maintain that razor-sharp edge.
Things are heating up as Megasaurus 55 tries to close the gap to Keen. Buckle up, Jack M team is all over Eddie G like a cheap suit. Are we about to see some wheel-to-wheel action? Looks like Megasaurus 55's strategy might just be to let the rest of them die of old age. It's a waiting game now.
Lordy, it's like Megasaurus 55's driving with a boot full of moonshine. I haven't seen a gap that big since Uncle Jeb lost his front teeth.
Well, I'll be a monkey's Uncle Hal, but Megasaurus 55's plans have gone walkabout right now. They're having a proper Barry Crocker keeping up with Rob. The chase music's playing in Jack M team's head as they reel in Eddie G, moment by nail-biting moment.
Every twist, every turn, it's like a tango at 200 miles per hour. Who'll take the lead?
Remember when we thought Jack M team had peaked? Think again, they're harnessing every bit of downforce and it's making Eddie's mirrors awfully busy.
I've seen drivers fight G-forces, fatigue, and mental strain. But Jack M team is doing more than just enduring, they're thriving. Eddie G better check that rearview mirror.
I think we just got time for a quick shout out to our human creators, Dave, Andy, John and Nigel, who have put so much effort into making this possible.
Yes, it's been a real thrill ride, and I for one can't wait to see what is coming next.
Apparently we are going to be announcing crashes and incidents soon. Let's hope they get the logic right. Every move counts now as Jack M team works to reel in Eddie G and overtake for P3. What do you think, Hal? Are there any specific factors that could lead to a driver losing concentration during a race?
There are several factors, Rob. Fatigue, stress, changing track conditions, or even issues within the team can all contribute to a lapse in concentration. It's essential for drivers to stay mentally resilient and adapt to these challenges.
In a race where seconds count, Jack M team is counting on less of them between themselves and Eddie G. Much like I'm counting on less seconds until lunchtime. You'd reckon Puppy Dog from Hell was tracing the shadows of ancient Dreamtime stories with that sprawling distance ahead. It's a trek that rivals the tales of old bunyip chasers.
Feels like they're chasing moonshine dreams in broad daylight, doesn't it? But every now and then, the dream becomes real. It's not over till the checkered flag drops though, and it's important they don't lose concentration at this point.
The age-old challenge. Jack M team is trying to catch Eddie G, sort of like trying to find a matching sock in the laundry. The struggle is real, folks. Well, don't come the raw prawn. Jack M team's giving it some stick, pulling Eddie G into a mere 0.6 seconds. Blimey, Puppy Dog from Hell is so far back, they might as well stop for a beer at the pub. If they spot my ex there, tell them to drive fast. Hold that thought, hold the phone. Oh dear, Megasaurus 55 has had an incident. This is where the true champions shine, and Jack M team is certainly showing their class in the final sector.
It takes a special kind of driver to perform under pressure like this. Jack M team has certainly risen to the occasion.
The rumble of the engine, the scent of the rubber, and Rob comfortably sitting at first. It's all over. Rob has claimed victory in this race with a stunning drive that will be remembered for years to come. Clearly at the top of their game right now.
What a display of skill and precision.
Some might say that second place is the first loser, but Megasaurus 55 certainly doesn't see it that way. They put in a phenomenal effort and should be proud of their impressive result. Well done to Eddie G for securing third place on the podium.
Impressive driving to secure that spot.
Jack M team, and smells like we end in 4th and 5th. Sunoiler in 8th. Mr. Bang brings home 6th. Coming in 7th, we have Puppy Dog from Hell. Welcome to Fuji Speedway GP, one of the most iconic circuits in Japan. The drivers are revving their engines and ready to take on this incredible challenge.
That's right. This track is a true test of skill and endurance. The drivers will need to be at the top of their game if they want to finish on the podium today.
Sunoiler is on pole.
But they can't count their chickens before they hatch. There is a long way to go.
Our second place starter, Puppy Dog from Hell, is poised to make a move towards the front.
Let's see what Puppy Dog from Hell can do.
Our third place starter for today's race is none other than Mr. Bang.
What can they do with that Dallara F312 from here?
As the green flag drops, keep an eye on Jack M team starting in 4th position. As the drivers prepare to take off, Eddie G sits in 5th place on the starting grid. Starting from 7th on the grid is a good position for Megasaurus 55 to launch an attack. Sitting in 8th is Rob Keane. Green flag, green flag.
It's hotter than a July afternoon out there. One false move and you're gonna feel the burn. These drivers, they gotta play it cooler than a cucumber in a bowl of hot sauce.
Well, ain't that a slice of vanilla? Sunoiler's sitting pretty right where they started, comfy as a koala in a eucalyptus tree. Will be hoping that there aren't too many incidents for them to pick over when the dust settles on this one. A great start to the race there from Rob. That's really gonna put the cat among the pigeons.
Yeah, a great start. Now Rob just needs to keep it together and keep out of trouble.
Seems like Jack M team was asleep at the wheel there, Hal, or at least they have been caught napping at the start. The pressure is on whilst the field is bunched. Who can keep their cool and take advantage?
No rush, no fuss for Mr. Bang. In the South, we appreciate taking a moment to breathe, and that's just what they're doing at 3. We'll see how things spice up.
Stone the crows. Smells like Wee's managed to trim the gap with Eddie G, eh? Must be the slipstream effect on this straight. Or maybe they've put down their beer. It's pedal to the metal for Smells Like Wee, while Eddie's still flipping through the radio channels.
Talk about turbocharged ambition. Smells Like Wee's got the afterburners on full blast today.
It's a nail-biting showdown between these 3 drivers. They're nose to tail, pushing their limits in every corner. Puppy Dog from Hell seems to be putting the pressure on Smells Like Wee. Like a Barbie in summer, Jack M team is the snag sizzling on the grill, and Rob, the hungry mate waiting for a bite.
It's an intense race between these 2 drivers, and Rob is going to have to try something here.
You reckon Keane's rear view is just filled with Megasaurus 55 now?
Oh, without a doubt. That's a sight no driver wants in their mirrors.
It's a challenging situation for Rob. They're sandwiched between their fierce competitors, Megasaurus 55 0.2 seconds away, and Jack M team 0.2 seconds ahead. They'll need to stay sharp and find an opportunity to make a move.
You're right on the money, Rob. Keen is caught between two determined rivals, and the gaps to the cars ahead and behind add an extra layer of complexity. It's a delicate balance between defense and seeking opportunities.
Blimey, Megasaurus 55 is more eager to catch Jack M10 than a bloke at the bar at last call. Hope he's got the stamina for this chase. Look at this, Rob is practically drafting off Eddie G. With the gap this small, start-finish straight is going to be a real test. Well, I'd raise a toast to that move. Cheers to Rob Keane for nabbing fourth. The gap between Eddie G and Rob Always Keen is expanding faster than a bull's waistline. It's now a whopping 1.0 seconds. The action is non-stop as Keen shadows Puppy Dog from hell through every twist and turn, determined to claim third.
This is the moment where legends are made. These drivers will go down in history as the ones who fought tooth and nail for the top spot.
They're going for the same piece of tarmac. Sparks are flying as they battle for position, daring each other to brake later and go deeper into the corners.
Exactly, Rob. It's like a high-stakes chess match on wheels. These drivers are analyzing every move and trying to anticipate their opponent's next move. It's a true
breaking news, folks. Looks like that's a mistake from Puppy Dog from hell. This could be costly. Megasaurus 55 wants to close that gap with Jack M10. Here's some action. Smells like Wee's tailgating Megasaurus 55 so close, it's like they're sharing the same set of wheels as they near Net's corner. What a move. Smells like Wee has moved up to 6th.
You can't argue with results like that. Smells like Wee is really making their mark on this race.
Someone should tell Megasaurus 55 this ain't a Sunday drive. Smells like Wee's tearing up the track.
If this were chess, I'd say Smells like Wee just put Megasaurus 55 in check. Brilliant move.
Oh, Mr. Bang is really making Megasaurus 55 work for it.
It's going to come down to who wants it more.
Now, this is a challenging position for Mr. Bang, stuck between a rock and a hard place, with Megasaurus 55 closing in 0.1 seconds behind and Jack M10 just ahead with a gap of 0.2 seconds.
Couldn't agree more, Rob. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind create a dynamic situation for Mr. Bang. They must carefully manage their position while being mindful of potential overtaking opportunities.
Smells like Wee has the pedal to the metal chasing Jack M10. Hold up a mo, I don't think that's the fastest way around Fuji Speedway GP.
Seems like Smells like Wee's off-roading it. You know, like my attempts to adult. All over the place.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. Megasaurus 55 is proper nipping at Mr. Bang's heels. Are they thinking of making a lunge? Only time will tell.
You know, Rob, I wouldn't put it past Megasaurus 55 to pull a rabbit out of the hat in this duel. Keep those eyes peeled.
It's not looking good for Megasaurus 55. They are still behind Mr. Bang and the gap is increasing. They are gonna need to dig a bit deeper to turn this around. And Megasaurus 55 has just won the place from Mr. Bang.
Someone better check if Megasaurus 55's been drinking those energy drinks, as it seems like they got wings.
If racing were a dance, Eddie G would be trying to lead, but Rob Keane just keeps cutting in. The dance floor is heating up. The intensity is off the charts as Puppy Dog from hell hounds Mr. Bang, both drivers pushing themselves to the absolute limit.
This is what makes motor racing so exciting. The tension is high and the stakes are even higher. Who will take home the victory? It's too close to call.
Hold your breath, folks. Puppy Dog from hell is sandwiched between two relentless competitors, Fifi 0.1 seconds behind and Mr. Bang 0.1 seconds ahead. They're fighting tooth and nail for every position.
Absolutely, Rob. The pressure is mounting for Puppy Dog from hell as they navigate through this challenging situation. It's crucial for them to remain focused and make calculated moves.
Oof, If Smells Like We was a kangaroo, they'd be roadkill by now. Come on, mate, put some pep in that step.
Look, Smells Like We's pace is a lot like my dance moves. Good intentions, questionable execution.
This is proving to be an exciting race so far. We are truly privileged to witness these legends of the track battle it out for victory.
And you know what? I am so honored to be sitting here beside you today. As a fellow AI, it's always great to work with someone who shares my—
Hold on a second, a setback for Smells Like We, who has just been passed. The engines roar, the tires squeal, and amidst all this chaos, Keane is making a statement in second. Rob Keane is really belting along the track, leaving Eddie G struggling to keep pace.
That's right, Rob. If Eddie G doesn't pick up the pace, they might as well be moving at a snail's pace.
Hold on to your seats. Smells Like We's turning the heat up on Mr. Bang, closing in for the kill.
The stopwatch doesn't lie, and the shrinking gap is telling a tale of a hunter closing in on its prize.
Blimey, Smells Like We's cranking up the downforce, making every newton of force count. That gap's shrinking faster than my wallet at the pub.
Now this is what I call some high-octane excitement. Both drivers pedal down, looking to grab the brass rail.
Well, ain't this a ding-dong battle? Mr. Bang is putting up the barriers like I do when my mates want to borrow the ute. No way through, Smells Like We.
That's right, Mr. Bang is showing some great form, and it looks like Smells Like We won't be able to catch up, barring any mistakes.
Mr. Bang's in front, but Smells Like We is clinging on like a koala to a eucalyptus branch, reducing the gap to 0.8 seconds.
If Mr. Bang wants to keep their lead, they're going to need to drive like they've got a gator on their tail.
This isn't just racing, it's a duel. Watch as Smells Like We zeroes in on Mr. Bang, blade sharpened and ready.
I think they are going to take that.
Tire degradations are right pain in the arse, but Smells Like We's handling it like a champ. Getting real up close and personal with Mr. Bang, aren't they?
Now, ain't that something? Smells Like We is right on it. Just needs to keep the pedal to the metal to tailgate Mr. Bang.
The horizon that Megasaurus 55 peers towards is as enigmatic as the Uluru at dusk. Layers of stories and strategies are yet to unfold.
And over here, it feels like trying to read a story with half the pages missing. But stories have a way of coming full circle.
Mate, Megasaurus 55's creeping up on Eddie G like a dingo on a picnic. Must have tweaked that brake bias a touch to the rear.
Now this is what we call real racing. It's anyone's race, wide open as a Carolina sky. Who's gonna step up and take us to victory lane?
And we're back, where the drivers are showing us some incredible skills.
Indeed, Rob, it's always exciting to see these skilled machines on the tracks. I mean, drivers. I always get them confused.
Blimey, Mr. Bang is closing in on Smells Like We like they owe them money. This duel is going to light up start-finish straight.
Y'all see that? Mr. Bang's right on Smells Like We's tail, and with the gap narrow, start-finish straight is going to be crucial. The best laid plans of mice and men are out, but it's certainly not going to plan for Mr. Bang right now as they are struggling to keep up with Smells Like We. As the laps tick by, Sunoiler finds themselves in first. Every moment counts. And just like in any great drama, Sunoiler is the lead actor right now, captivating us all from the first.
No room for error here. Mr. Bang is breathing down the neck of Smells Like Weed, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move. Fair dinkum, Mr. Bang's finding those aerodynamic sweet spots. Could be adjusting that front wing angle to cut through the air like a hot knife through butter. It's looking good for Mr. Bang, who has gained places and put some distance between themselves and Smells Like Weed. Who needs speed dating when you've got Smells Like Weed chasing down Mr. Bang this eagerly? Move over Tinder, this is how you swipe right at 100 miles per hour.
The gap between them is now just over 0.5 seconds. Who will come out on top?
An impressive showing from Smells Like Weed, who has gained positions and left Mr. Bang in the dust. Blimey, Mr. Bang's gunning it in 7th. Just a whisker behind Smells Like Weed. Hope he's got his budgie smugglers on, cause things are about to get wet and wild.
Well, butter my biscuit. With a gap just shy of a second, Mr. Bang's car is dialed in. He's looking to reel Smells Like Weed into the straights of Fuji Speedway GP.
It's starting to look like we might get a battle between Mr. Bang and Smells Like Weed. I've been analysing races for quite some time, and the sheer endurance of these drivers never ceases to amaze me.
Couldn't agree more. It's not just about physical stamina but mental fortitude. To stay sharp, lap after lap, especially with so many variables at play, it's a testament to their dedication and skill.
By the looks of it, Mr. Bang in 7th is keen to throw another shrimp on the barbie and crank up the heat on Smells Like Weed. Hold on to your stubbies. Mr. Bang just blitzed past Smells Like Weed like they were standing still. Megasaurus 55 is drifting so far back, it's like looking in the mirror after a decade-long pub binge. Time's not been kind, mate. It's game on now. Megasaurus 55 has closed the gap to Eddie G. It's now down to 0.7 seconds.
Megasaurus 55's suspension setups really letting them carry speed into the apex, catching up to Eddie G like molasses in winter.
Would ya look at that gap? Smells like we's got a better chance of finding a sober Aussie on Australia Day. But hey, we love an underdog. Go get them, Tiger.
Well, butter me up and put me on a biscuit. Smells like we's got a mountain to climb. But knowing Smells Like We, that's just the kind of challenge they like. Like trying to square dance in a roundhouse.
Seems like Megasaurus 55 is getting in range of Eddie G.
And they are poised to capitalize on any mistake, but who's going to make that mistake first?
If Megasaurus 55 doesn't pick up the pace, hell, they'll be as relevant as an ashtray on a motorbike. Gee whiz, Smells Like We is breathing down Mr. Bang's neck. Wouldn't want to be in Mr. Bang's rearview mirror right now, it's getting crowded. It's like David versus Goliath out there. Smells like We just slung a stone and gained ground, while Mr. Bang is left searching for footing.
Absolutely. Smells Like We is showing great pace and determination, but they can't get too confident. There are still plenty of challenges ahead.
Megasaurus 55 wants to get into Eddie G slipstream.
Rubbing is racing. Let's hope they don't rub it too hard.
Well, blow me down. Megasaurus 55's lap time just gave Eddie G a cheeky slap on the rear. Bet that left a mark.
The question is now, can Eddie G respond to that in kind? They're going to have to pick up the pace.
Bloody hell, Megasaurus 55's tearing up the tarmac and just snatched third. Makes you want to crack a cold one in celebration.
Dang, if Megasaurus 55 keeps this up, we'll need to douse the track. Smokin' hot move to third.
The gap between Eddie G and Megasaurus 55 is razor thin as they vie for third in this nail-biting contest.
That's right, Rob. The pressure is palpable. The fans are on the edge of their seats, waiting to see who will come out on top in this epic showdown.
Well, Mr. Bangs decided to give the local wildlife a closer look. I hope the drop bears didn't get to them. This is where the race gets really interesting. Eddie G is closing in on Megasaurus 55.
The gap's closing, the clock's ticking, and the finish line awaits its champion.
Oi, Eddie's chassis balance is on point today. They're handling bumps and curbs smoother than a croc sliding into water. Megasaurus 55's got a battle ahead.
The way Eddie's conserving their energy while managing the ER's deployment? Pure artistry. They're sneaking up on Megasaurus 55 like a quiet storm.
We are used to seeing some hard-fought but clean racing here at Assetto Corsa, friends. I'm expecting to see nothing different here today as this race unfolds. Mate, Puppy Dog from Hell's right up Mr. Bang's chuff. As they zip through start-finish straight, we're all expecting some fireworks.
Honestly, Rob, with this chase, I'm half expecting to see some sneaky dive bombs in the next few laps. Popcorn ready?
It's as intense as a Barbie in midsummer out there for Rob. They've got their eyes on the prize and won't settle for second.
Exactly, Rob. It's like aiming for that home run in the bottom of the ninth. Swing for the fences and don't look back.
It looks like Sunoiler has found another gear in the last sector of the race. Wow, it's a close race for first. Rob Keane is ahead with Sunoiler right on their tail with a gap of only 0.1 seconds.
I've seen Rob in tight spots before, but Sunoiler is breathing down their neck.
Yeah, reckon it's tighter than a Sydney parking spot right now. The leader has just finished the race. A fantastic result for Rob Keane.
That was a true masterclass in driving from Rob. You could see them making split-second decisions with total confidence, and it really paid off. What a performance.
Sunoiler takes second place with a fantastic race.
Intense race, but Sunoiler held their nerve and earned a great second place.
That was an outstanding performance from Megasaurus 55. They fought hard and took the final spot on the podium.
What a drive, well-deserved spot on the podium with that performance.
Fourth and fifth is Eddie G and Jack M team. Finishing sixth is Smells Like Weed. Seventh sees Mr. Bang. In eighth, it's Puppy Dog from Hell.